This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
The X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell is largely an opinion talk show. All opinions, comments, or statements of fact expressed by Rob McConnell's guests are strictly their own and are not to be construed as those of the X-Zone Radio Show or endorsed in any manner by Rob McConnell, rel-mar McConnell Media Company, the X-Zone Broadcast Network, its affiliated networks, stations, employees, or advertisers.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X-Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
And welcome back to the X-Zone, everyone. I am Rob McConnell, and we're coming to you from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. If you'd like to send me an email, xzone at xzoneradiotv.com, and on all social media sites, X-Zone Radio TV. And of course, if you'd like to find out what the great programming we have available for you on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, www.xzbn.net. We're going to be talking about Oracle cards this hour. X-Zone Nation. Our two very special guests are Lynn Andrews and Robert Taylor. Let's go with ladies first. Lynn is a best-selling author of 20 books. She is recognized worldwide as a leader in the field of spiritual healing and personal empowerment. A shaman, healer, and mystic, Miss Andrews is widely acknowledged as a major link between the ancient world of shamanism and modern society's thirst for profound personal healing and deeper understanding of the pathways to enlightenment. Now, Robert Taylor, who, by the way, I've seen his artwork, is a fascinating and very talented artist. His art reflects his own spiritual journey, and it gives him the ability to make peace with the world. Being a self-taught artist, his influences as well as inspiring souls are many. Susan Leggett, Mallory Taylor, Virgil and Emma Hughes, Wallace Hughes, Doris Littrell, Oscar Howe, and many others that he has been honored by. Joining us now are Lynn V. Andrews and Robert Taylor. And to the both of you, thank you very much for coming on the show tonight.
Well, thank you for having us, Bob. It's just wonderful.
Thank you. Robert, tell us a little bit about your art. You're self-taught, and I was talking to you before we went on air, and I'm looking at a picture here, and I thought it was an actual photograph of a macaw, and it's actually one of your masterpieces.
Oh, well, you're very kind. Thank you. The irony of it is that I started out wanting to be a writer, and it must have been fate that I ran into Lynn in an art gallery in Santa Fe. But my hook was that I was submitting little editorials to some underground newspapers in Chicago, and I would illustrate them.
Right.
They didn't use my writing, but they used my illustrations. So that set me on a career of becoming an artist.
And Lynn, where did your spiritual quest start?
Oh, my golly. Well, it started a long time ago, and I was living in the most unlikely place for a shaman to be found in Beverly Hills, California. And I had recently gotten a divorce. I wanted to try and understand my ability to see lights around people. I had always had, from the time I was about 6 years old, been able to look at people and see their state of dis-ease or health. And I had never really looked for a teacher. And finally, it came to a point in my life where I had to find a teacher to understand the different things that I seemed to be capable of doing.
Right.
And yet I thought everybody else had the same abilities, but they did not. And not only that, but it kind of scared them if I were to tell them what aura color I saw around them. Or I might ask them, gee, how is your stomach?
Mm-hmm.
Are you feeling okay? And they would be having problems with their stomach and wonder why I could see that. So I went in search of a teacher, and in my book, Medicine Woman, I write about the beginning of this journey and how I saw a beautiful photograph in a gallery, and it was supposed to be a Stieglitz exhibit. And I saw this incredible photograph of a marriage basket. And I was peripherally involved in the art world. Mm-hmm. And I had never heard of a marriage, they're always wedding baskets. So I looked at this gorgeous design and the way this basket was woven. And I became fascinated, and I thought, gee, I'm going to find this basket. And I went to the owner of the gallery. I said, I want to buy that photograph.
All right, we're just going to have a bit of a cliffhanger here because I do have to take my first break. Exo Nation, our guests this hour, Lynn Andrews and Robert Taylor, are going to be back with us, and we're going to be discussing the Sacred Vision Oracle cards that these two fine people have available to you around the world. This is the X Zone. I am Rob McConnell. XZone at XZoneRadioTV.com is my email address, and we'll all be back. Don't go away.
This is the X Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X Zone Broadcast Network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan, and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365.
I am Dr. Carl O'Helvey, founder, president of a new cancer foundation focusing on evidence-based physical, mental, and spiritual interventions, including natural cancer cures, prayer, meditation, affirmations, nutrition, and other related holistic cancer prevention and cure modalities. These are used in cancer education, research, and financing care. I ask for your help to continue this important work by donating at www.holisticcancerfoundation.com.
Is it science or is it magic? Once a magical thing has been scientifically proven, is it no longer magic? Or is magic simply the science of tomorrow? Join me, Gwilda Wiyaka, on The Science of Magic, a syndicated radio program dedicated to combining the science and magic of today's dynamic and controversial topics to co-create new solutions. By triangulating information from today's leading experts from the scientific and magical fields, we uncover expansive and evolutionary truths you won't find anywhere else. Join us daily on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, xzbn.net, as I interview the share thoughts with the amazing guests from both science and magic. The resulting knowledge is unprecedented. As a gift to you, the listener, past episodes can be accessed on our website free of charge at thescienceofmagic.net.
Little children aren't the only ones afraid of the dark. Millions of soldiers return from war zones with PTSD, anger, frustration, fear, and loneliness, much of which surfaces during the darkness of the night. You have the chance to change the lives of these American heroes. Songs and Stories for Soldiers.us provides free MP3 players for these men and women. With a list of 3 million songs in 16 different styles, 100,000 audiobooks, and 30,000 old-time radio programs, every veteran can find something to soothe and comfort them at no cost. All our players contain an 8-hour audio program designed to help veterans fall asleep. With 1,500 plus vets now participating, it's our goal to deliver 10,000 audio players this year. Go to our website at songsandstoriesforsoldiers.us. Help us help a veteran make it through the night.
You know, Exonation, a number of years ago, there was a movie out called The Fuzz and the Feminist. Do you remember that? That's going back, I believe, to the mid-'60s. Well, if our two guests today were ever to do a motion picture, it would be called The Shaman and the Artist. Lynn Andrews and Robert Taylor are our guests together. They have put together something that is very unique, something is very beautiful as well. It's called the Sacred Vision Oracle Cards, and if you'd like to contact Robert or Lynn, www.lynnandrews.com. And Lynn, before we went to the break, you were telling us about this art gallery and this bridal basket, and then I had to say, we got a commercial break, so please continue your story.
I'm sorry, I'm giving you a very long answer
It's okay.
to a short question.
It's okay.
I was basically in search of a teacher. And when I saw that photograph of the marriage basket, it was like an invitation to follow a thread, which I did.
Right.
And always had been in search of teachers, had been all over the world. And a lot of male teachers presented themselves, but I really wanted to learn from a woman. I wanted to learn from the sacred feminine, particularly at that time in my life, where I saw such an imbalance in the world of the male-female energies. So I met the Sisterhood of the Shields, an extraordinary group or gathering of 44 women, but they are from around the world. It's not really a Native American teaching, although I think all teachings of power are the same, because the Great Spirit is in all things, and all things are within the Great Spirit. So we're all part of a great oneness in life. And so these teachings, I presented 20 books on my work with different teachers around the world, in Australia, in the Yucatan, in the Himalayas, in Kathmandu, etc. And the reason I wanted to do this oracle deck is because I think people need a quickening in their lives. I see people stuck in kind of a strange chaos that I've certainly never seen before. I don't know, Rob, maybe you have.
You know, over the many years doing the show, I've certainly been pleasantly surprised at a lot of the things that go on.
Yeah, and it's quite something anyway. I felt people needed a quickening in terms of seeing beauty and also being able to read and make certain beautiful teachings part of their life.
And so where did the shamanism come in? Where did you get into that? You know, I understand that the Beverly Hills, I think, is a very strange place to find a shaman. Mind you, stranger things have happened, but what was your, like, what was it that drove you to become a shaman?
Well, early on in my life, I used to ride to school on my Pinto pony with my best friend, who was Native American, Beverly.
Right.
And so I had a very early introduction to that culture and that world. And I loved it so. I really gravitated towards it. And then we moved away to Seattle, Washington. And I always had horses and nature and, the beautiful Lake Washington always in my life. And then we moved to Beverly Hills in my teens. And it was then that I learned so much about film and books and beautiful things. My dad was from the Nobel family, and he taught me beautiful things about bindings and papers and how important it was to be educated, to really see something beautiful and then trace a thread that maybe that beauty presented to you. And I think in the Oracle deck, I think we do that. Robert's magnificent paintings take you into another world and help you to see that we are truly of this time and of this soil. And the wisdom that we're presenting in this Oracle deck is, part of this land that we put our feet on every day, and of Mother Earth. And I think this Oracle deck helps you to go into the profound voice of wisdom, vision that you see inside yourself instead of looking outside of yourself.
And Robert, what have you always been intrigued or interested in the spiritual aspect of life, shamanism and oracles and so on?
Very much so. In fact, that's what actually I guess I gravitated towards Lynn, and like I said, when we met, we were on the same page.
Wow.
I was raised by my grandfather, who was a Scottish Cherokee Osage. And he had a third grade education, but was one of the most brilliant people I've ever met. And he always had a lot of these old wise sayings. And one of them was that no matter when you go into a house, somebody has to show you where to turn on the lights.
Isn't that so true?
And that I just, just carried that to another degree. And for the rest of my life, every time I had a question, up until when I went into the service, was the last time I saw my grandfather, but I would address him. I'd go out to the barn and ask him a very weighty question. And he always had a very simplified answer, but it was an answer for me to have to discover for myself. So in a sense, I finally figured out he was just helping turn on the light, and I had to experience the room myself. And I think that's when I met Lynn, that's what Lynn does. And I just thought it was an outstanding project and a chance to actually start moving that direction.
Fascinating. I had a saying that I used to be very proud to tout way back when I first started this show, going back 26 years now. Life is, I've been doing this 26 years, 5 nights a week, 4 hours a night.
Congratulations.
Yes.
I don't know if it's congratulations or, man, what is wrong with you? But I'll take the congratulations.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I used to have brown hair when I started. My hair is all white now, so there you go. I used to say, and I still believe, that life is simple. We humans complicate it.
Yes.
Don't we ever?
Yeah.
Yes. My grandfather told me, basically, he said life was simple. All you have to do is eat, breathe, and drink.
I'll drink to that.
I have a take on that.
Yeah.
Also, I think that we come onto this earth walk. This is what I've learned. And we choose a set of circumstances to be born into. That's a long discussion, and it's a huge leap of faith.
It is.
But I feel that you choose it, and that you choose it because there are things that we need to learn. For instance, maybe you're born into an abusive family, which I think probably 90% of the world seems to be.
One way or another, yeah.
And, yeah, on one level or another, to one degree or another. But you choose that situation. Why? To be able to strengthen yourself, understand your emotional life and how it fits with your mental life, spiritual and physical. So you go around the sacred wheel, learning about a situation that perhaps is desperately uncomfortable. And we as humans don't seem to learn unless there's a difficulty. How do you find that, Rob?
Which Rob are you talking to? There's two of us here.
The other one is fabulous. Robert Taylor, what about you?
I actually agree quite a bit with that. I think that we find as human beings, we all find ourselves wanting, as though there's just always something missing that we're just not sure what it is. And to actually to constantly be feeling around the dark, it becomes frustrating and problematic. And that's where I think that the teachers, the shamans, come into back to that turning on the light. And the first light I think we all have to address is that we're basically one of the reasons I really loved this project was that visually we're stimulated creatures, and through art we can stimulate thought processes. And the whole process that I think that we're trying to point out, one thing is that we're all one tribe. No matter where you live in this world, where you're from, we all have the same aspirations, desires, fears, and thoughts. And once you start recognizing that, we can start connecting with each other and helping.
Well, and an oracle, these oracle cards, Robert, I think one of the reasons that I so really deeply wanted to work with you is because oracles can be found everywhere and in all things. And oracles are found in the play of light and the shadow, as the wind ripples through the trees, or the beauty of nature, or a beautiful macaw, or a piece of art that stops you in your tracks, which your art definitely does. There's so much more to your paintings than just a painting of a macaw, because you put a kind of surreal aspect into it that I think makes you think. And so therefore, you begin to move into that field of energy where an oracle is found inside of yourself. You know, you begin to look inside of your own oracle that you are and find those things that make you sad or happy, but also remind you of someone maybe who was dear to you, and how fortunate you are to have, you know, maybe had that person in your life. Robert, like your fabulous grandfather, and I had a fabulous grandmother. And I think we're very blessed to have had those people in our lives. And an oracle, I think now, today, in this chaotic world that we find ourselves in, the oracle deck, if you pull a card for the day, let's say, before you go out and do your business, if you pull a card, it gives you something to think about that hadn't occurred to you, most likely, when you got up. You're running around, throwing something, clothes on, eating fast and running. To stop a moment and see something of beauty, a sacred vision, it fills you with a point of view, perhaps, that you wouldn't have had before. And I think that is so needed today. It's an act of prayer without you even realizing it. Do you see what I mean?
I do, and we have to take our news break at the bottom of the hour. X-Zone Nation, our two guests this hour, Lynn Andrews and Robert Taylor. They are the creators of the Sacred Vision Oracle cards. And for more information about Lynn and Robert, visit www.rel-mar.com. lynnandrews.com. This is the X Zone. I am Rob McConnell. We'll be back on the other side of this break with the news as we continue here in the X Zone, a place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard. We'll be back. Don't go away.
This is the X Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
How would you like to be able to read other people's minds? Well, the next best thing is here. When you know how to read a person's name, you know how the person thinks, feels, and behaves. Each letter in our name holds a key to unlock our true essence. Our name contains both our gifts and challenges in this lifetime. Mnemology science discovers personality secrets hidden in the placement of the letters of our names, including the first and last impression people remember about us. Sharon shows us how to interpret the arrangement of letters as outlined in her book, Know the Name, Know the Person. Sharon Lynn Wyeth created mnemology science after 18 years of research and testing her theories, and has supported thousands of people around the world in understanding themselves and others better. You'll enjoy Sharon's unique teachings as she shares her system to learn the gifts behind your given birth name. Even if you don't like your birth name, there are jewels in this book. If you're thinking of changing your name, ready to name your child, or wanting to get along better with others, this is the book for you. If you'd like to improve your relationships and change your life for the better, get the book today, Know the Name, Know the Person, or visit www.knowthename.com. That's www.knowthename.com.
Hello, I'm Justina Marsh, and with my dad Pete, we are going to present a new show called Too Good to Be True. Together, we are aiming to discover more truths about this world and beyond. Do you have unanswered questions about the world? Do you ever wonder about aliens, conspiracy theories, or the universe? There are many shows discussing subjects such as pyramids or UFOs, but we want to relay this information based on our own research, including from spiritual means. Hopefully, listeners will be helped with their own beliefs and will appreciate the psychic insights that add to the previous research and information. We both look forward to sharing this insight and beginning this journey with our listeners. Visit xzbn.net for more information about when to listen.
Ancient prophecies, legends, and current events indicate we're entering a high-frequency era supporting enlightenment. During expansive times, old rules fail, necessitating access to the ever-shifting currents of life for guidance. There's an ancient form of shamanism through which we can obtain the information we need. I'm Gwilda Wiyaka, founder and director of Path Home Shamanic Art School, with a great new provision for those interested in spiritual evolution and personal empowerment. Galactic Shamanism, Art of the Ancients, Key to Tomorrow, is an upcoming series of leading-edge online affordable classes designed to guide and support you and your family during these times of transition. Embrace the magic, empower your life. Study Galactic Shamanism at findyourpathhome.com.
This is the X Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the X Zone. I am Rob McConnell, and as we do each and every night, we come to you from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. If you'd like to send me an email, xzone@xzoneradiotv.com, on all social media sites, X-Zone Radio TV, and to find out what programming is available for you at what time around the world, www.xzbn.net. Now, before I get back to our guests, I'd just like to remind everyone that the September-October edition of the X Chronicles newspaper that we've been publishing since 1991 will be available online next Wednesday. And as always, it's with our compliments. And just to let you know how we are doing with the new format, over 7 million digital downloads of the August-September newspaper were done around the world. So thank you very much for everyone and the comments and the response to our advertisers. I've got one lady who sent us a beautiful letter saying that thanks to their ad in the newspaper, their sales increased worldwide over 300%. That's what it's all about, getting the information out there. So if you'd like to view your local, or I shouldn't say your local, if you'd like to view the current edition of the X Chronicles newspaper, www.xchroniclesnewspaper.com. Lynn Andrews and Robert Taylor are our special guests. They are the people who put together Sacred Vision Oracle cards. And if you'd like to find out more information, www.lynnandrews.com. What is, do you find that more and more people are opening up to what you and I have been talking about for years? It's no more in the closet.
Yeah, I think so. It's amazing. Yeah. I think people are dealing maybe with anger, for instance, and they want to heal their wounds probably more than ever. And I think as a result, they're looking for new places. They want to build their self-esteem. They are tired of feeling not worthy. And they want to heal both the positive and the negative aspects of themselves. So I think they're looking not only outside of themselves, but for different tools, don't you think?
I think that Robert Taylor's grandfather has a lot to do with switching the lights on in each and every person that's coming alive, right, Robert?
Yeah, I agree. I think that very much. So I think, we're in a transitional time, and the thirst is out there for something beyond technology. And it still leaves a person feeling somewhat wanting. And to actually fill that void, and that's what... like I said, Lynn, when I first met Lynn, I already knew who she was and I knew what she did. You need somebody to help you start filling that void and give you something to hold the world in awe.
I think what we're finally doing is getting back to our roots and realizing, hey, we are all part of this one gigantic family, whether we're in North America, whether we're in South America, whether we're in Eurasia, whether our skin is white, whether our skin is dark, whether our skin is green. Cut us, we all bleed, we all have a heart, we all have two lungs, and the rest of it. And I think that finally, we're going to get back to the roots where we as a world population will be as one again.
I agree.
No, I think so too. Yep. And a balance between male and female aspects of energy.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, and this is just my opinion, and this is an opinion that I have shared with my audience many times, it's Mother Earth for a reason. It's not Father Earth, it's Mother Earth for a reason. Because Mother Earth takes care of us. Mother Earth is our anchor to reality. And it hurts me so much to see what we're doing to Mother Earth and how we're just taking the gifts that she's given us And she continues to give us, and we, look what we're doing. We're raping her of her bodily fluids, which is oil. We are putting blemishes on her skin, which is pollution. We are just creating havoc in the atmosphere, climate control. Look what we're doing to the extinction of animals, for God's sake.
Yeah, it's true. And fish.
Oh, big
the
time.
Whole situation
Big
with
time.
plankton and the coral reefs and on and on. It's so major.
Yeah, it is.
I was in Egypt not too long ago, and one of the only in the Red Sea, one of the only coral reefs that is still healthy is there. And what the Cousteaus are doing, Jan Cousteau, who was married to Philippe, has been my best friend since I was probably 18. And we all, are talking about what needs to be done, the consciousness that needs to be raised. The reason I wrote my books was because I sat down and looked at the world and I thought, oh my God, look what people are doing. So I wanted to approach the consciousness that would do such a thing, the consciousness that would take waste and put it into a river without any thought. What kind of consciousness is that? Where is a person? And I think a lot of it has to do with what you've learned about truth and reality. And, going along on that thought, do you realize that every substance on earth is the same? That a thought is the same substance as a piece of paper, or in other words, lead is the same substance as gold. The only difference is the arrangement of those molecules and atoms and the quantity of them.
Exactly.
All the same substance, which I just find extraordinary.
Well, if you look at the elemental table, there's only so many elements. That's it. And all those elements on that table gives us everything we have in front of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all made out of the same thing.
Yeah.
So during the Crusades, the alchemists, or ancient shamans would couch their ideas and thoughts in syllogisms and mathematical problems and issues, so that when the Crusades came through and pillaged so terribly people who didn't believe as they did, they wouldn't be hurt, because they were working on a project that was not about enlightenment, but was turning lead into gold. But of course, that really was what it meant.
So how do you think that your cards in the Sacred Vision Oracle cards deck can help people?
Well, I think that it helps you when you use these cards. It helps you divine the essence of what you're seeking to learn. We don't always know what it is, as Robert said earlier, what's missing. And these cards help you to understand and know how to settle into maybe a little different way of seeing, another way of thinking.
Right.
They're a sacred mirror, in a sense, because it transports you into higher awareness, where the truth and the wisdom of what you're looking at resides. And it transports you into the awareness of God, whoever God or goddess is for you, or the prime mover, in whatever way the divine. I was watching a show on Einstein, his life, not long ago.
Oh, yeah, the series. It was a good series.
Oh, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
And at the end, do you remember? Somebody asked him a question about what he thought about the universe, and he said, well, he said, there is such perfection in all that exists. It cannot possibly have been just an accidental occurrence. There had to have been a God, some kind of creator force. And, you know, if you look at the earth and its mystery and its magnificence and its perfection, how can you not know that there is a divine quality, and maybe that divine quality lives inside of you?
Exactly.
But, you know, so we're all part of that. It's all the same substance.
What's your take, Robert?
We're from the same source.
Yeah.
Same source, but the same molecule. I mean, the atoms are the same. You know, the only thing that's different is the arrangement and the number of them. Isn't that amazing? Oh, why that has hit me lately is just something extraordinary.
Well, something that hit me at a very young age was, you know how our solar system is. You've got the sun in the middle, and then you've got the planets orbiting around. I remember thinking to myself, my God, our solar system is a giant size atom. Because,
exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So if an atom is part of what makes us up, what is our solar system part of as an individual atom?
Right.
It's just awe-inspiring. It truly is.
It is awe-inspiring, and it could be, you know, a being of light that is walking around, and we're just resting on his shoulder.
That's right.
You never know.
It's very humbling.
It is. So if for those of us who are not savvy with your deck of cards, you've got 29 cards, right?
Yes.
And when you're doing your cards, how would you do it? Would you do it with someone else? Would you do it on your own? Is there a book that comes with it?
Yes, there is a book that comes with it, and we've explained the different cards. Robert talks about the paintings.
Right.
I talk about the teaching on the cards, and so you can take a card just one at a time, as I was talking before, in the morning before you go out, and it helps you to form a point of view for the day. Or there are different ways of using them in a sacred circle, where you draw a card for the south direction, and then the west, and the north, and the east, and they all represent different aspects of the question that you're asking. Let's just say you want to know, I want to know if I should take a new job, and a job has been offered to you. So you sit and you draw a card for the center of the wheel. You don't look at the teaching. You just look at the painting. And then you draw a card for the south, which means the physicalness. If you took this job, you would have to drive another 20 miles to work, say. And does that work for you?
All right, we've got to do that thing again called a commercial, but please stand by. Exo Nation, when we come back, we'll be wrapping up this hour with our two very special guests this hour. Whoa, Craig, that was kind of a little loud. Scared the bejesus out of me, friend. Our special guests this hour, Lynn Andrews and Robert Taylor, they'll both be with us. Don't go away.
The Earth is under ever-increasing pressure from untenable lifestyles and growing populations. Yet, viable answers seem in short supply. What if I told you there's an ancient form that can empower you to take charge of your life? What if your entire family could be enfolded and supported by life itself, finding safe passage through challenging times? I'm Gwilda Wiyaka, founder and director of Path Home Shamanic Art School, with great news: an upcoming series of leading-edge online affordable classes based in an ancient form of shamanism, easily learned and used by your entire family. Galactic Shamanism, Art of the Ancients, Key to Tomorrow are a series of online adult and children's lessons instructing your entire family on natural law, how to cooperate with and be supported by the powers of the universe. Visit findyourpathhome.com to find these unique and powerful classes.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X-Zone Broadcast Network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365.
Are you curious? Do you want to learn more about how the world works and have fun at the same time? Study coincidences with me, Dr. Bernie Beitman, MD, on my Connecting with Coincidence radio show, here on the XZBN network. Listen to Jungians theorize, statisticians randomize, true believers evangelize, while I categorize. I dance to the rhythm of coincidences. People who experience me see more of them. Maybe something on the show matches a thought in your mind. Let us know. Expand your mind to the weirdness happening around you. Synchronicity spoken here, there, and everywhere. For more information, put Connecting with Coincidence in your search engine and find my website, my social media sites, and my blog.
What is truth? Historically, we viewed things as either being true or false. Now, as we enter a more expansive era, we find the question is not, is it true, but rather, how true is it? I'm Gwilda Wiyaka, host of the Science of Magic Radio, a syndicated, internationally broadcast radio program dedicated to uncovering this ever-expanding truth. Join me daily on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, xzbn.net, as I interview today's leading experts from the fields of science and magic to uncover the hidden truth between the lines drawn in the sand. What we unearth in our discussions is not only amazing, but totally unprecedented. You won't want to miss a single episode. In service to our listeners, past episodes can always be found on our website with our compliments at thescienceofmagic.net.
X-Zone, we're talking to Lynn Andrews and Robert Taylor. They are the people who have put together a fascinating deck of oracle cards called the Sacred Vision Oracle Cards. And if you'd like more information, go to www.lynnandrews.com. And Lynn, before we went to the commercial break, you had just started talking to us about the wheel. So if you could please continue that.
Okay. This is a simple way to answer a question that you may have or about a relationship. What I was talking about is perhaps you've been offered a new job and you're trying to figure out whether it's good for you or not. And so you draw a self card in the middle and you don't turn it over. You just leave the painting side up. And then you draw a card for the south, which is the physicalness of the job. And so you place that card, just painting up. And then you think about the West, which is this job part of my sacred dream? Is it going to further me down that road of fulfillment? Then you go to the North and you pick a card, leaving just the painting sides up. And in the North, you ask about spirit. You know, is this something that spiritually will be supportive for me? Does it feel right in that regard? And then you go to the East, which is mind and rational. Is this a rational choice? Is this something that mentally is going to be interesting to me and is worthwhile? Then you go back and you turn over the South card and you read the teaching, whatever that may be, and the West card and the North and the East. So you have the physicalness of the job, and you go to the emotional, is this following my dream? Then you go to spirit and you talk with the divine, however you do that. And then you go to the East and you think about whether this is really a rational project. Should I do this or not? Will it serve me? And then you look at the card in the center, which could be any one of the cards. And so you have this kind of little world that's been created. You have this, the beauty of the cards and then the teachings. And you realize that you're working with the 4 directions, which I explained in detail in the guidebook. It's very simple, not complicated. It's just gives you a new way of seeing, an alternative way to find a conclusion. I mean, I put everything on the wheel, and it is a wonderful way to clear your thoughts, to think about things in an orderly fashion. You know, when we're thinking about, we're using our imagination and we're all over the place with our emotions, it's nice to have a way to order that. And then you begin to see how the Great Spirit, how the divine is actually working within you.
Why did you decide to use Native American art, Robert?
I was raised in I won't say a traditional format of it, but that was what I was raised. My environment. Oklahoma is just a great melting pot. I live in Oklahoma, and it's a melting pot for Native Americans. We have 39 recognized tribes. There's a lot more than that, actually. But because of that, that was my spiritual upbringing. That was my grandfather's belief. And the art, I just want to throw in real quick, because what Lynn was saying, it just dawned on me that basically I've always told people I'm a door maker. And I try to decorate a door that you'll open it and go inside it. And that means where it takes you is art. And what I thought was good about this project was I wanted to decorate doors that would put you in that room and Lynn's in that room to help you turn on the lights. And I thought that was the project that I was meant to do with these.
So,
well, I think you've done, my golly, to your listeners, Rob, you know, he is such a magnificent artist. And Robert, you're so very humble about the work that you do, but it is powerful and powerful beyond belief sometimes. It just takes your breath away.
Well, I appreciate that. But I guess to answer your question, I just never realized I really didn't answer. Mainly, I use it as the vehicle because I think we're all tribal. Deep down, every human being is tribal.
Right.
And so then...
Robert, are you there? Okay. Are you still there, Lynn?
I am here.
Okay, Robert. Do we have Robert still? Oh, apparently. Oh, there he is.
You have me?
Oh, now we do. Welcome back. I thought maybe you were abducted by aliens. Yeah. All right. So what were you saying, Robert? You know, because we lost you there for a few seconds.
The Native American imagery comes from that's what I'm familiar with, but
Right.
it also is tribal, and I think that speaks to every human being on one level. And I just use my art to juxtapose things and to, like I said, become a decorator of doors. And if you open that door, it takes you in the room, and in this case, Lynn's in the room to help you turn on the lights.
So I guess we can say we're all members of the tribe of Mother Earth.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Yeah. Are you going to be collaborating on any other projects?
I hope so. I don't
I'll say ditto to that.
And Lynn, did you find the 20 books that you have written in the past played a part of this Oracle deck?
Absolutely. When you realize that my books are autobiographical, so I'm writing about my experience with one teacher or another,
Right.
and they are teaching me through experience. And lots of times those experiences are really scary. And they teach me things through those experiences. And so I realized you need something you can touch. And with this Oracle deck, first of all, it is produced so beautifully by Beyond Words, the producer of this deck. Simon and Schuster. They've done the most wonderful packaging, and the cards feel so good. So that, you know, I've learned that experience is, in a way, everything in terms of a trail that you're following. You need the experience of how to walk down that path.
What are your final thoughts for the listening audience around the world tonight of the X Zone Nation? Let's go with Robert first.
Well, I'd like to say thank you first to the X Zone Nation and to you, Rob, personally.
My great pleasure.
What I really like to encourage people to do is to look at these cards and to read the book and see where it takes you.
And Lynn, what are your final thoughts for the X Zone Nation tonight?
I also, Rob, would like to thank you so very much.
Oh, my great pleasure.
A voice in the world, which is really quite wonderful. And for everyone, I think the most important thing is to find that profound voice of vision and wisdom within yourself for your own answers, your own reality. And that please try these Sacred Vision Oracle cards. They really are an incredible help to take you down a path that maybe you haven't experienced before.
I think more and more people are following that path because the established religious philosophies have not kept up with the times as spirituality has. And spirituality grows with people. But it seems that the established philosophies, the religious philosophies, are still waiting in the past, and they haven't grown. And people are saying, hey, wait a minute. We don't need shepherds anymore. You know, we can lead ourselves, and we want to find the answers. And if you can't find us the answers, then we will seek elsewhere. And this is where the answers are in spirituality.
I think so. And spirituality means spirit.
That's right.
Which is what you are made of. So it always implies to me that it's a journey. Discovering the mystery is a journey within yourself. So the Oracle deck helps you find that trail.
Now, where are your cards available for people to go and buy a deck?
On Amazon, for sure, on bookstores, certainly on my lynnandrews.com or Lynn V. Andrews author, I think, .com. And in art stores, I think with Robert's beautiful paintings, there will be most museums and galleries will probably carry these cards, but you could certainly go to Barnes & Noble. I think almost anyone you can certainly order the cards.
Well, it's that time where you and I have to say so long for now. Robert and Lynn, it's been a great pleasure talking to both of you. Continued success, and thank you for bringing your wonderful oracle cards to the world.
Thank you so much.
Exonation, Lynn Andrews and Robert Taylor have been our guest this hour. Together they have created Sacred Vision Oracle cards, and if you'd like to get to your own deck of cards, you can go to Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, or visit www.lynnandrews.com. I'll be back on the other side of this commercial break with the news as we continue here in the X Zone from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Don't go away.